Hey, Darvin, we saw the report Russell had the hamstring and didn't return. Just wondered if you had any conversations with him or the medical staff yet at this point.
Not as of yet. Game just ended. He told me he thought he'd be fine, but again, we'll be reevaluating him in the morning.
Darvin, the preseason has just been interrupted with certain guys out, certain guys in. What do you take away from tonight, if anything, and how do you summarize what you've seen going into the season opener next week?
I mean, the biggest thing for us is to get whole. For us to have our guys available and ready to compete and go into the regular season with good momentum. And, even though you suffer a loss like this tonight, opening night, we'll have AD, we'll have Lonnie, Bron. We got Bron through the preseason, injury-free. Pat Bev, it's unfortunate Russ tweaked his hammy tonight, but we'll check back in on that in the morning. Dennis obviously has an issue with his thumb, but the biggest thing is for us to get back whole. And I really feel like, we've made some really good strides in implementing our new system, offensively and defensively. And once we get our main guys back out there together, in rhythm, things will be a little bit different for sure. And again, we're at the starting blocks of a marathon, so it's going to take some time.
It was only 5 minutes, I think, for us. But how did you think he handled the show? It seemed like there was maybe a little more zip when he came off the bench right away, a little more aggression from him. Did you see anything with that short of a period to make
it's a very small sample size, but he made some great reads, and again, by the time we were able to get into any real kind of groove of the game, he had to come out. So it is what it is. And again, like I said yesterday, man, injuries are a huge part of our business and in major sports in general. And you just got to try to navigate it the best way you can. And again, we'll keep throwing things against the wall and see what works and what doesn't work.
There was I think the first 4 games of the preseason, pretty distinct. You've talked about effort and being the team that played harder, and there was a thrust and an energy. You guys had a long preseason with games and stuff like that. Did you sense maybe a little slowdown as kind of through these last?
Well, the one thing that we can never do is have moments of disappointment during the game. We have to have a next play mentality. You have those disappointment moments, whether it's one individual, 2 individuals, and you got the other 4 or 3 competing their behinds off. It can cost you 4 to 5 possessions easy. Definitely 2 or 3. You feel like, you didn't get the call or the ref wouldn't blow their whistle. Someone took a bad shot when you were open and you're upset about that. And I'm speaking in general terms, and it's just the natural causes that happen within a game, the so-called game within the game. There's a disappointment spirit to the game, just like there's a competitive spirit to the game. And if you're not able to conquer that disappointment spirit and, again, have a next play mentality, then you're going to have situations where you have these lopsided losses or a lopsided win that goes in your favor because you maintain your competitive spirit and your opposing team has a disappointment spirit. So trying to manage that and understanding, again, looking at it for what it is, no disrespect for anybody that was on the floor for us, but our main guys, for various reasons, they've been in and out of the lineup, and, players want to play well, and if sometimes things don't go their way, it's human nature to drop your head or, just kind of, not move as quickly back down the floor to the next play. But no one's going to feel sorry for you, especially when you're a Laker. No one's going to feel sorry for you. And we have to understand that and embrace that. Not just understand it, but embrace it and use it for fuel and be ready to go out and compete irregardless of what may be happening or what happened the last play or the last 2 plays. We got to have a next play mentality.
Darvin, to that point, does the spirit of this one bother you, or do you just compartmentalize it because you're not whole?
I mean, it's a little bit of both. Yeah. It's something that I definitely acknowledged after the game. But, again, it just the end to the preseason. And, again, I told my guys, with the preseason, the wins and losses don't count, right? But instead of wins and losses, the W&Ls for me are wisdom and lessons. And when you do things right, it's a lesson of what you need to continue to do. When you do things wrong, you gain the wisdom and lesson of knowing what you need to change. And so I saw some things with a couple of players all of our players I feel like are competitive at heart. But again, it's human nature. Things don't go your way, or the game is getting kind of out of hand, and you tend to just like, man, what the hell? But you got to block that out and keep competing possession after possession after possession. Now, again, keeping things in perspective, this is a good lesson for us. It's good wisdom to have, because it's a preseason game. It doesn't count, but we can reference it. And so we'll definitely do that. We'll watch film. We'll take tomorrow off, get all our medical updates, and then come back ready to work on Sunday.